I'm finding a lot of parents don't have the mental capacity to be able to deal with what's happening at 6 p.m. today, let alone what's happening at 2. And so I'm finding your quick and dirty solutions just to be right on point. How do you advise parents who are dealing with teens that are not dealing with this well?
It's a really great question. And I think in the beginning it was very hard. They were more accustomed to saying, yes, I'm going to go for a walk just for exercise and then meet their friends at the park. But I think now, whereas we're seeing they're giving out tickets, the parks are closed, a lot of the teens that I'm working with now are actually saying that it's been better because they don't have FOMO, because no one's getting together. So they're not actually missing anything. I have seen some teenagers where the answer has been for some families to actually house the multiple teens so that they can actually be together. So long as they're quarantining, if you've got an 18-year-old who's got a girlfriend and the girlfriend's parents say, look, I got my kid pining to be at your house, your kid's pining, why doesn't one of us take the two in and everybody stay put? And that'll just be our solution in the short term. One of the issues that parents are dealing with is grief of the loss of experiences that many of our kids were anticipating. Mm-hmm. Prom is a big one.
Yeah.
Graduation is a big one.
Yep.
I have a lot of kids that I work with in my practice where this is their year between grade 8 and going to high school, and they didn't get to say goodbye to their grade 8 friends. They didn't get to thank their grade 8 teachers, and they're going to a new school in the new year, and they had no sense of closure around that. Kids that got the lead part in a play, the school trips to go to Europe, and the school trip is canceled. There's a lot of disappointment. It is a small death for them. It's a death of a dream or something they were looking forward to. That's okay for them to be sad. And it might seem small in your world, but it is very big in their world. And so let them grieve, let them have their blue funk, but the way we move kids through it, which is the creative workaround. So what will you do instead? We're seeing more and more really creative celebrations in other ways that in a sense are going to be more, I think, more memorable than some of these experiences were likely going to be anyways. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with extending screen time for a couple of reasons. One is because, to your point, we know that it is highly engaging, and if you need to get something done and you need to keep your sanity, I also think that teenagers, because they aren't with their peers, I think that they're using a lot of the digital interface as a way to do their connectivity and keep those relationships going, just the same as we all have. I mean, how many of us had Zoom Easter dinner parties with our family last night? But I would also say, and this is probably where parents are more concerned, is it's just so easy. It's a slippery slope. And that this is a generation of kids that have largely been entertained by their parents or a screen, that they haven't learned how to combat boredom and wait for that creative spark to go where they find something to do.
A parent who can't get their kid to do their online work.
Yeah, I think you can set up structure and schedules, and you can talk about what you're willing to do. I'm willing to sit at the table. I'm willing to answer clarifying questions, but learning, that's your job. I can sit there and try to support, but the responsibility is really on you, and you'll do it or you won't, and you'll learn or you won't. I say that blasé. I really do believe that the response of schools to try to get something out for kids was because kids without predictability, structure, routines really misbehave, and the family system falls apart. And if it helps your family and it keeps a kid busy and engaged, then great. But if it turns out that all you're doing is yelling and screaming at your kid, then it's not being helpful. How can public education that is supposed to be equitable for all try to deliver this to parents that don't have English as a second language, to parents who are working and can't sit beside their kid? Maybe they only have one computer, and that's one of the parents' work computers. They can't even get their own work done. That it's unfair to assume that everybody has enough Wi-Fi, enough data package. They can't make these unfair assumptions. So they will do something to catch kids up. They will do something in order to accommodate what was missed in formal instruction during this time. And no parent should take it on as I'm, hurting my child's chance of going to Harvard because for 4 months they didn't download a workable PDF sheet. Parents don't need that. But if you got somebody who's compliant and bored and wants to do it, and you can support and you can encourage and say, this is good, it's always good to read, you can do your little bit of encouragement. But this does not need to be World War III.
Yeah, I think parents around the world just breathed a sigh of relief there.
When we're talking to kids about the pandemic, it's really important that we say, what have you come to understand? And then as you're hearing the child explain the situation back to you, that's where we get to hear the omissions or the confusions that we can clarify. And you'd be surprised at how you could sit through exactly the same newscast and then turn around and say, so what did you make of that? And they're like, oh, I understand everybody over 70 is going to die. And you're like, actually, no, that's right. Because they'd be like, well, my grandparents are over 70. All grandparents are going to die. And it's like, no. I'm so glad we clarified what you heard and took away from that. Unless we hear them put to words their interpretations, we don't know what they are making of all this.
Do you have speed dial? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Your expertise. I know that this will be very helpful, and it will give parents just a bit of breathing room.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.